speaker, Frederick Fournier. I'd like to welcome him up to speak on bridging climate and blockchain. Welcome, Frederick. Let's give him a warm round of applause.
Thank you. Thank you. Just get set up and... Okay, cool. Thank you. So, welcome to NearCon, everyone. I am Fred, the CEO of the Open Forest Protocol. I'm here with you this morning to take you on a small journey on why climate needs blockchain. So, let's get at light speed a few minutes away from Lisbon, and please join me there. This is a picture not so many of you have seen. In fact, this is a view none of us will ever see. And it is a view of our planet from the sun. So, why are we here? We are here because we are at the source of life. Sun's light is what triggered life on this planet many billion years ago, making it a habitable place temperature-wise. And there is a second element that brought us on this planet. Carbon. Carbon is the base element of all life, and it is also what is causing climate change, as we are reversing a virtual cycle. This virtual cycle is the sequestration of CO2 from the atmosphere by plants, planktons, corals, shellfishes, and so forth. So, after sunlight, the carbon sequestration is the second reason on why we are here on this planet. The carbon concentration over 400 million years decreased from roughly 1,000 ppm to 280 ppm. But the extremely rapid growth of that curve in the last 60 years is maybe why we humans won't be part of our planet ecosystem in the near future. So, instead of throwing images of forest fires, water floodings, water shortages at your face, I have a question for you. Are we doomed? Well, before answering that question, let me tell you a bit about the recent climate change history. Scientists and politics have been aware of climate change since the 1960s, 1970s. Nathaniel Rich, in its book, Losing Earth, tells us we were close on signing a legally binding global treaty on carbon emissions by the end of the 1980s. With a large consensus at that time, the US did not take the lead, and we missed out on the opportunity to break the evil pact with fossil fuels. So, 30 years later, are we still in the same situation? Well, not exactly. We have now a movement of mostly young people voicing their fear out and challenging the status quo. We have some governments engaging towards reducing carbon emissions and taxing CO2. We also have more and more companies engaging and announcing the commitments towards reducing their emissions and offsetting them. But after 25 UN climate conferences, we do not have any international treaty in place. And I'm not too confident we will have this soon. Will COP26 be the one? Well, let's hope for the best, but also plan for the worst. So, after 30 years, we're still kind of the same situation. In a nutshell, we have missed a lot of opportunities and actions. So the time to act is now. And there is a lot of momentum. So after setting the stage on where we are coming from and what we have done so far, let me continue my story on how and why I started to realize the need for blockchain. So my personal story and journey took me to Thailand in 2005, witnessing ecosystem destructions due to uncontrolled crop fires. I have no words to describe how you feel when you witness ecosystem and massive destruction of nature. Let me tell you, it touched my heart and it touched my soul. So coming back from this trip, I started an NGO called Ecoforesta to support sustainable efforts around the globe. And I failed. Restarting the process in 2018 with On a Mission and my co-founder Auréline, she's here with us today, I had the privilege to build a successful and dynamic organization that will soon be planting its first million trees in a sustainable way. But working with On a Mission, I soon realized we were facing two main problems. The first one being the lack of transparency and trust, coming from the lack, not to say the absence, of projects monitoring on the ground. The second problem being the lack of a transparent and digital standard in the industry, especially for small and medium-sized projects. Those two problems leading to a very clear understanding. We would never scale restoration and reforestation efforts as fast as needed. So thinking about this issue, I kind of had the impression that blockchain could bring the visibility, the scalability, alongside with the transparency and trust. And one thing leading to the next, I was introduced to some awesome people from the climate side, from the crypto side, thinking about the same issues. And that's how the Open Forest Protocol came to life. So, very often, when we started building OFP, we were asked the question on why we chose to build OFP on Near instead of Ethereum, Cosmos, or Algorand. To make it simple, I would say the following. Usability, values, and people. Usability means crypto can finally speak to industries not familiar with crypto jargon or crypto processes. Values relate to the mission and vision of Near. In particular, the building of a product for the benefits of others and not solely for profit. And finally, people. Michael, my fellow co-founder, also goes by Ozymandias, is very familiar with the Near team. So we were welcomed in the Near ecosystem by people like Grace, Eric, and Yesin, and this helped a lot to build and grow faster. So what exactly are we building on Near? The Open Forest Protocol is a series of dApps governed by a central DAO with three main components. A fully on-chain MRV platform. MRV stands for Measurement, Reporting, and Verification. Fully on-chain means that projects operators on the ground can upload their field data onto a system aligned with best practices from the climate industry. Then, this data is checked by a community of validators staking OPN tokens as basically checking the data. This ensures a full life cycle for the projects to be digitally verifiable. The second component that we are building is the OFP Starter. This is the financing arm of the OFP ecosystem. It enables a direct link between different funders like companies, corporates, other crypto projects or products, and our OFP forestation projects. Last but not least, an on-chain carbon economy. This is built on top of our MIV system, and it allows the minting of carbon credits, with OPIN token holders taking a percentage of all project carbon yield with, based on a protocol-wide fee. So, in conclusion, the OFP, Open Forest Protocol, is a new on-chain forestation and carbon economy. And we are on track for TGE by March 2022 and open for private fundraise. So join us, we're not doomed. Thank you.